Okay, so this video is going to be on I am tired of transgender people being triggered by my sexuality. Okay? That's what constantly happens. Because I was just talking on someone else's channel about I don't understand how trans women would do what they do to themselves down there, down below. I don't understand why they would do that to themselves. I was thinking in a sexual sense, considering I had just posted that right after orgasming 5 times, obviously from dick. So, I mean, I don't really understand why anyone would get rid of it. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, I love men and I love sex, and I don't understand why anyone would want to have a vagina. What does a vagina do? What pleasure is there in a vagina? From my perspective, I just don't see it, you know. And the thing is, it's just like I kind of found it weird because often when I talk about my attraction to trans women, for example, trans women get really mad at me because I'm not a man. And it's like, okay, you like men. That's fine. But I have every right to be attracted to whatever the fuck I want to be attracted to within the law. And trans women are within the law. They're of age. They're not animals. They're human beings who are full grown. So I have every right to be attracted to them. It's not a crime. It's nothing wrong. Honestly, how can you expect me not to be attracted to a trans man? Trans woman. Sorry. Not trans man. Trans men, I kind of relate to, but that's a whole different story. But trans women, how can you expect me not to be attracted to a trans woman? Like, of course I am. You mean to tell me that a man, for example, if I have sex with a man, if I have had relationships with men and they choose to transition in their lives, you mean to tell me that I'm not going to be attracted to them because they put some weird hormone in their body, or put some breasts on, or wore some makeup? Really, the makeup thing is really weird. You really mean to tell me long hair and makeup is going to make me not attracted to someone? How? You really think I'm attracted to people based off of whether there's a cream lipstick on their lips or not, or hair that's long or short? I've been with men who have long hair for that matter. I've never had it where I've had any issue whether someone's wearing a certain type of clothing. I'm not attracted to pants. I'm not attracted to dresses. They're just fabric. When you have sex, most likely you aren't doing it with the clothing on. You can do it with the clothing on, but most people don't. Most times you don't, at least. Sometimes, every now and then, but you get what I'm saying. But my point is, I just don't get it. Like, why do you get so triggered just because I'm still attracted to you, whether you transition or not? It's not going to change. You thought that a surgery would change that? I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get that. Because I'm like, when you're attracted to a human being, it's kind of like you're attracted to them, what's inside of them, what they are. So, like, basically, like, you know how people emit, like, who, I don't know how to explain it, but like how magnets kind of are attracted? Like that kind of thing. You don't demagnetize people just by, you know, putting in hormones in your body or getting plastic surgery. Unless, like, if you cut your face in half, maybe, I don't know, like, if you just, I really mean, like, there's an axe in the middle of your face. I don't know, at that point. But most of the time, it's hard for me to not be attracted to someone just because they transitioned. That's just me. It's like if I'm attracted to you beforehand, I'm going to be attracted to you afterhand. And a thing for me is on femininity and masculinity, those things really don't work on me. If anything, masculinity will tick me off. If a man is acting too masculine and trying to turn me on by being masculine, oh, I am so fucking ticked off by him. I'm probably gonna act masculine on him. Like, bitch, how the fuck are you gonna try and act masculine on me? I'm gonna make you feel like a bitch you are. That's just how I am. I don't get feminine when someone gets masculine. So, the whole opposites attract thing, that's not gonna work on me. So, you know, I just felt like this person really didn't understand. Like, I do not have any hate towards trans women. It's not like I'm hating trans women. I'm going to be attracted to trans women now. I am going to, find their penis to be, a attractive trait that they have. Like, that's not my meaning of trying to be hateful towards them. It's just my sexuality. I'm attracted to trans women just like I'm attracted to men, and I'm attracted to people who are non-binary too. I'm not attracted to trans men, no. But I am attracted to a lot of different types of people. It's just what it is. Maybe I'm more polysexual. When I was younger, I used to say I was polysexual. But generally, it's just I'm basically attracted to the male sex. And whatever your gender expression is, that's fine. I mean, I'll respect it. I'll call you ma'am. I'll call you she. That's really not something I really care about. But it's just like, I don't know. Generally, from my experience, honestly, trans women have actually, many of them have been nice to me. I'll say that. Now, it's specific though. For some weird reason, the ones who are trans who are, I think it might have to do with the phenotype thing, actually. But anyway, yeah, many trans women are actually very nice to me. And I've talked to some, and I kind of felt like, well, they were lesbian. And if things would have went that way, I would have been open to it. Kind of honestly. That's just how I am. It's just like, I'm not hateful towards them. I mean, like, if I was hateful, wouldn't I be like, no, I won't be with them because I think they're bad or something? Like, me being sexually attracted to trans women doesn't mean I hate trans women. It's more likely I am not that judgmental of them. Now, on a personal level, I do have a sense of something that's a little bit, I guess, judgmental, but see, I kind of have like a half lock on the fridge, basically, is how I see it. So basically, I have a half lock on my fridge. What I mean by that is, okay, personally for me, I have certain things I think about gender and sex and things of that nature. And for me personally, I view those things for my personal life differently, basically. Also, I do know how to do certain things to trans people in general. If for example there was a problem, I have a mentality, like, I try not to let trans people see what's in my head, really. What I mean is, you don't share your certain perspective on certain things, because if you do, it can be triggering, and I understand they have gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is serious. It really is. I understand it myself. And that's why I can understand certain things a little bit more deeply. And I can kind of go into trigger mode, kind of. But my sexuality, as far as that, I never am trying to trigger anyone just by saying I'm attracted to whatever I'm attracted to. That's not trying to trigger anyone. But, like, for example, my choices in my life, and people know on my channel, my choices in my life about gender and all that stuff, the reasons I do what I do, I generally don't like to tell transgender people about it. Because if I tell transgender people about it, I've done it before. I remember on Reddit I was talking, and it might have been right after my pregnancy. I'm not really sure. It was after some situation where I was like, shit, I just can't do this shit anymore. But I was kind of like talking about this, and I was talking to some people who were transgender, and they just couldn't take it. Like, they were like, this is too much, because I was too raw, basically. When I'm raw, I kind of take all the things I think in my head about that, and it's just kind of raw and out there. And people who are trans, it's not really appropriate for them to hear those things, even though it's hard, because if you have a commonality with them, it's like, you want to talk to them because you're like, we have a similarity, but we can't, because in reality, I'm just going to trigger you. They're not. Some people can't think about certain things, basically, and they have to keep their minds away from those things in their minds. That's not something I can do personally. I can't keep my mind away from something that is actually there, that I know is there, so I always am aware of it, basically. Well, those people can't be aware of it. And it makes sense because, if they have gender dysphoria, to live, and that a lot of the time, if they feel like they would kill themselves or hurt themselves if they're not able to accept being a woman or being a man, then they can't really function, basically. They can't live. So to me, it's like, you don't want to try and encourage them to have problems. And that's why I'm very sensitive with going after transgender people, because I try to be nice, basically. That's what I'm trying to explain here. But yeah, I just find it weird. Like, I'm just trying to make this video to be like, when I say that I'm attracted to transgender people, it's not because I hate them. If I was attracted to them and I hated them, I would probably hide it from you guys. And I wouldn't tell anybody I was attracted to trans women, because I would hate them. I obviously don't hate them. So that's all I have to say there. I'm going to pretty much be done with this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.